Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of The Moment. Uh, Thanks for tuning in. This is the video of my 2025 archery buck here in Ohio. This is the second year, unfortunately, that I got rushed setting up after work, and my camera mic turned off again on me, pulling it out of the bag. I was in a rush after work, got set up just in time. So if you don't like watching, a video with no audio, you can go ahead and click off this video. The main reason we film our hunts is just to get the shots on camera and share the video out for you guys. But got the shot on camera, but no audio again, unfortunately. But yeah, this is the story of a buck I called the Big Nine. I went in going after a different target buck, but he was very inconsistent on showing up. I wasn't really sure where he was mainly living at. I think he was hitting my property, you know, once or twice every other week. So, it was hard to hunt him. I ended up going to West Virginia doing some hunting down there for a couple different bucks. And then when I came back, right before I left, I set up a bunch of cameras on scrapes, and I got a picture of this buck, and I was like, you know what, I'll go after him. He's a pretty good 9 point. But I ended up going through some pictures later from last year, well, the year prior, and I did actually have some pictures of him. So I'm guessing he was probably a 4.5-year-old buck. But yeah, we had a big cold front come in October 22nd. It was super windy, and the wind was really iffy if he was bedding where I thought he might have been bedding. There's two different spots I thought he might be, and I decided to set up and ride my e-bike way around this block of timber, and he was right up bedding around the edge, and it was a west wind, and if I would have went straight through the woods, he would have smelled me. So I swooped all the way around this woods and did a hanging hunt about 5 to 6 yards from one scrape and about 50 yards from another that were pretty hammered. So I was in between two scrapes, and I thought there was a good chance with this cold front moving in that he might get up early and start checking them. And sure enough, about 30 minutes before dark, that's what he did. So we're going to get right into the hunt, and I'll stop a couple times through the hunt and explain what's going on. So stay tuned. Yeah, here's me, yada yada yada. It's October 22nd. It's my mom's birthday. Hunting over some scrapes. Yeah, look at that mustache. So handsome, wow. Yeah, but anyway, enough of look at me talk to the camera with no sound. So let's get into the hunt. So, as you've seen, there was a couple does that actually came through pretty early, and I had my e-bike parked right under my tree, under my set, because there's this like lump of dirt that farmers in years past must have piled up. So I had it tucked under there, and sure enough, these does come all the way around, and they come to go through this trail, and the big doe stopped, seen my bike, didn't like it, blew, ran back downwind of me, started walking off, and she started blowing at me because she got my scent, and she runs straight back to where my buck ends up actually coming from. And then about 10-15 minutes later, I start hearing you know, like this sound. It was like a very light grunt is what it ended up being, but I thought it was these snow geese that are actually out in this field, and I was watching them the whole time. Then all of a sudden I'm like, is that them? And then it got louder and louder, and I look, and then you'll see this little 8-point comes up straight downwind, comes straight up my downwind side, and comes and checks out a scrape, and then goes out in the field and just works off. All right, so this is where everything all happens. I end up 30 minutes before dark. I look down to my left, and I see it's like a little 4-point comes through. He comes straight down, right to where that doe that blew or saw my bike. He stopped, looked at it, kind of didn't like it, and ran out into the field where the scrapes were, and didn't think anything of it. Then right after him, there was like another buck. I didn't get those guys on camera, because as I see the other buck coming, I look way back to the left, back in there where there's this rub that it's been there for probably 2-3 years. The bucks always like to go and hit this same rub, and I just see Rack, hitting that rub. And I'm like, oh, that's got to be my boy right there. So, yeah, I get ready, I get everything set up, and you guys will see the clip. Yeah, so as you guys see, I put a pretty good shot on that buck. He only ran about probably 80 yards, which you guys will see the walk up and then, me talking at the end. But, it happened so fast. And this year, instead of doing like a murk, I just did the squeaking to stop him. And it worked perfectly, perfect double lung, probably about a 21-yard shot. Since it happened so fast, I wasn't for sure, and that's why we like self-filming. So got the camera down, got down right away, called my dad, called my girlfriend, called my buddies, and sat in my truck watching that film over and over and over until my dad got to me. And we went back there, and surprisingly, there really wasn't that much blood, but I watched the video probably 100 times by then, and I'm like, this deer's dead. I mean, it was a great shot, and sure enough, he didn't even go that far. He probably died before he could really even open up. But yeah, it was, a great hunt. October 22nd, my mom's birthday, earliest I've ever killed a buck. And, I was super excited, and I couldn't believe it. And I was able to do it without I didn't have to take any days off work. I slipped in there, got it done, went to work the next morning, and then the whole weekend took care of him. And yeah, it was awesome. It was a great hunt.